Very welcome back to Ireland AM. There's a festival of horse racing happening this weekend, and of course we've sent Derek to investigate. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Elaine. Welcome down here behind the scenes of Leopardstown Racecourse. As you mentioned there, a massive weekend of Irish flat racing coming your way here with the Irish Champions Festival kicking off this weekend, spread across both the Curragh and here in Leopardstown. Joining us now, giving us a little bit of a preview of all the racing action to come, are Tim Husbands and Jane Headley. And Tim, we'll start with you because it really is a massive weekend of racing action ahead.
It is. We've got a massive weekend of Irish sport, but this is really like a cup final for horse racing. It's the Irish Champions Festival. It's unique in that it brings racing from two different race courses together under one umbrella. There'll be over 10,000 people here tomorrow. The noise will be tremendous, and you'll see the highest quality of racing.
Now, we've got some tremendous racing ahead. In fact, some top Grade 1 races as well.
Yeah, I've got two Group 1 races. We have the Royal Bahrain Irish Champion Stakes, and then we have the Coolmore Matron Stakes. But there's a full supporting card too. But the two Grade 1s are really very exciting to think about.
The Irish Champion Stakes is worth a few bob as well, isn't it?
It's worth 1.25 million, so it's not to be sneezed at, and that's what makes it very competitive. We've got 9 entries, so it's going to be very competitive from right across the globe.
Now, on top of the racing action, the parade ring, we were walking around it earlier on, looking smashing. We have a full festival lineup here this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. It is a festival. It's not just a race meeting. So it's the combination of the high-quality racing, but we have entertainment. We have Mark McCabe doing his Maniac 2000.
Oh, Maniac 2000, we'll be dancing to that tomorrow.
Exactly. We've had him on earlier on this summer and brought the house down. But we have lots of other entertainment taking place throughout the day, brass bands, etc. So there is something for everybody here.
And top class racing as well. Jane, we're going to pop over to you because we've been walking around the racecourse here this morning and it looks pretty smashing, I have to say.
Thank you. Yeah, we could not be more pleased with where it is today.
Tell us about the work that goes in to make it all happen behind the scenes.
Oh, gosh, where do I start? It's a year-round process producing a racecourse for a day like this. There's a huge amount goes on behind the scenes. There's a team of about 12 people working on the track daily. Obviously, we have our normal race days all summer leading up to this, but this is the day that we really have it at its very best.
And as you know, weather plays a huge role, plays a huge factor in race day.
Yeah, no, 100%, and we've had such a lovely week this week.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, hasn't it?
Just last weekend, it was looking like there was maybe a chance of showers over these couple of days, but that chance seems to have dissipated, so we hopefully look set fair.
The going is looking pretty good out there in the track at the moment. How do you actually measure the going?
So, this gadget, terribly technical.
The old walking stick.
Equipment that I have in my hand. Yeah. Literally every person who is involved in going assessment has their own stick, and you know if they ask to borrow your stick, they're an amateur. You've got to have your own one, and you get to know from walking tracks day in day out. You get to know how it feels.
Yeah, the Royal Bahrain Irish Champion Stakes. We've got some major horses running in the race. We have got Ring of Steel, right?
King of Steel.
King of Steel.
Yes. Yeah, he's here. He arrived this morning, so that we've got quite a few horses in already. The 240 Holyhead to Dublin sailing was pretty busy. So he's here and looking tremendous, and I think he's just edging favouritism for the big race at the moment. Obviously, August Rodan is just second favourite, but it's
Aidan O'Brien's Coolmore stud, yeah.
Absolutely, but a really open race, really strong field and competitive open race, so we couldn't be more pleased with it.
Come over to me here, Tim. The Tory factor. He's going to be Frankie Dettori. It's his final appearance really at a race meeting.
Yeah, it is. Every race meeting looks for that magical factor, and earlier on this week we found out that Frankie was going to ride in the Champion Stakes and a couple of other races, and that is the Dettori factor. We know it's going to increase the number of people and the amount of interest from across the globe in what's happening on our track, but it's really important because it is the last time you will get the chance to see Frankie Dettori riding on Irish soil Saturday and Sunday.
And he's had a phenomenal career really over the last decade or so.
Fantastic. fantastic. I mean, if you look at the Irish Champion Stakes, he's won that 6 times. He's looking for a record 7th on Ernesto on Saturday. That'll equal
the French horse.
That's right. It'll equal Mick Kinnane's record. So there's a lot riding on it for Frankie too, and he'll be very competitive, I'm sure.
It will be very competitive. In terms of the other races, then, as you mentioned, two Grade 1 races here this weekend.
Yeah, we've got those 2 Grade 1 races, but we have a full supporting card that has entries from the UK and Ireland, and we expect them to be equally competitive.
Jane, it's going to be a very competitive weekend. Do you look forward to all the racing action?
Oh, really looking forward to it. And as Tim just touched on, we're delighted to have the international support. Obviously, we've got Ernesto here from France. He's arriving this evening. So delighted to have him. And I think we've got 13 UK runners across the card. So real strength and depth right through the card.
All right, well, IrishChampionsFestival.ie is where you'll find out more online. By the way, Tim, have you got any tips for the weekend?
I do, but I'm not sure I'm able to share them. But I think with Frankie Dettori running, you've got every chance of definitely in each way and possibly a winner. Our strapline is it all comes down to this, and we're so excited. We cannot wait to 1:45.
Jane, any tips?
I steer clear of that neck of the woods. I just enjoy the racing.
All right, and lots of racing action ahead. And it looks, by the way, that the weather's going to hold right across the weekend as well. So here in Leopardstown, across the Curragh as well, 2 days of racing action with the Irish Champion Festival well underway this weekend. But for now, back to you guys in studio.
Thanks for that, Derek. Now, still to come, broadcaster